In today's episode, we're going to do something hatke because a lot of people have been asking me that, tax season is coming up very soon. How do we plan for our taxes or how do we start paying our taxes? And there's a lot of confusion around this. So I thought I'll make a quick educational video on how I usually plan my taxes, how I file my taxes, and what are my income from different sources. So let's begin. So I make income from multiple sources. So let me explain what are these different types of sources, right? The first income from source is my salary. So I work in a company called Securance Systems and I get a fixed salary year on year. Now, usme I have done as much as I can save, which is standard deduction, interest on home loan, principal on home loan, all of that I have done, but I can't save more than that because usme kya hota hai, your TDS gets cut first and then I get the money back. So that is basically clear. But that is a very small amount of the amount of money that I make in an entire year. To give it into perspective, around 36 to 40 lakhs is what I make only from income from salary, okay, which is great, nothing wrong with that. Apart from that, I get income from other sources, right? Now, other sources where my biggest income comes from is by the stock market. Okay, now whether the stock market, I do multiple types of trading. I do normal equity trading, okay, which is momentum based trading. I do swing trading, again on equity. And then sometimes I also do option selling and option buying very less, but option selling I do a lot. So basically I have in my equity portfolio, I have a lot of short-term capital gains and I have very few long-term capital gains, right? So that is one big problem that I currently face because in short-term capital gains, I have to pay a lot of taxes. Now that is basically what I want to show you guys today, that how I basically do my plan for short-term capital gain trades and how I actually try to figure out how I can save as much money as possible. So let me just quickly show you my profit for last year. Okay, so this is my console. Okay, so this is my Zerodha console. Let me just go to PNL first before I go into tax PNL. And if I just click on equity for now, let me show you equity first, and I do previous FY. Now, if I show you my previous FY, you will see that obviously it's very scattered. There are some months where I've done trades, some months I've done too many trades, some months I've not done too many trades. But because I do a lot of swing trading, you will see a lot of equity trades like this. Now, the swing trading I do in this segment is pure equity. There is no F&O kind of a thing that I do here. It is pure equity swing trading that I do on this segment, right? So that's why you can see that there are some buys, there are some sells, and over a period of, let's say last year, which was 2023, there was a profit of 28 lakhs, 28.7 lakhs. Out of that, 4.8 lakh is taxes. Now, this is not the taxes that I have to pay the government with respect to long-term and short-term capital gains. This is just transactional charges. For the brokerage in Zerodha was 21,000, and what I paid to the government with security transaction tax itself is 4 lakhs, which hurts a little bit because just imagine 4 lakhs out of a gain of 28 lakhs. Hurts, right? Either which way, I think the total net realized PNL came to 23 lakhs. Now, this is something that I have to show the government by saying, listen, government, in the year of 2023, I made 23 lakhs from equity sales. Now, if you see something here, just in the month of March ending, right? This is something called tax loss harvesting, which I think a lot of people do. Whenever you're in loss at the end of the year, right, towards March, you sell all the ones that you're in loss, which shows that I've booked my losses at that point. And what happens is these losses go away from your profits that you have. Or else if I had kept this, let's assume I have booked a loss of 5,21,000, right? Now, if I had not booked this 5,21,000, I had continued it for the next year, my realized gains would be 28 plus 5. Because technically I was at 33 lakhs and then I booked up minus 5 here. So came down to 28, or else I would have had to pay tax on plus 23 plus 5 lakhs, right? Now for me that's a huge amount of savings because now I've reduced my tax liability by another 5 lakhs. So I basically have to pay a proper tax on 23.87 right now. That is the amount of tax I'll have to pay only on equity in the last year. Now if I go to F&O and I show you this, and this is where I get screwed big time, right? Now F&O consists of a lot of things. It consists of swing trading, it consists of call hedges, it consists of option selling, very little option buying. I think I'm horrible at option buying, but because I have capital of more than a crore, I can do option selling very easily, which is like try to get at least 1% a week or 1.5% a week max, right? I don't try to aim for more. Sometimes I time the market well. I know when the market crashes, so then I take a buy position below, or when the market goes up and it's too high, then I do that as well. So that is something that I do really well. Now in the last year I made approximately 87.65, again charges and taxes 4.75. Final net realized PNL is around 82.89 lakhs. Now this is the total, basically 82 here, and around equity you will see another 23 lakh. And if I just go to tax PNL, go to last year, Q1 to Q4, okay, which is what I have to pay and all of that, you see the equity tax PNL that I have, total is approximately short-term realized profit is 35 lakhs, which kind of hurts. Okay, and if I do F&O, the total profit here I have is approximately 88 lakhs, which I showed you, right? Now the problem what happens here is there are two things. One is something called long-term capital gains and one is called short-term capital gains. The long-term capital gains are great, but you have to hold the share for more than a year and you only have to pay 10% tax, whereas short-term capital gains like this, I have to pay 15% tax on all of this income. So that is why I did a little bit of tax loss harvesting. Actually, I didn't show you, but even when we did F&O last year, previous FY, right, you will see towards the end I booked another 2.13 lakhs just to show my income slightly lower, and then I rebuy those positions back in this year, right? So this is basically what I do in tax loss harvesting. Now obviously this will be very complicated for people to understand, so there are ways to you can understand and how to save your taxes very well. So there are good ways. Let me show you a platform, right? Usually what people do is they hire a lot of CAs, sometimes they're very expensive, but if you want like a DIY kind of a system, then you can use ClearTax, right? So I have seen this a lot. I've been using this in the past also. By the way, ClearTax, again, I want you guys to tell thank you to ClearTax because they have sponsored this video so I can come and do this education video for all of you guys. Now ClearTax basically makes it very simple. If I just go back, as you see that it has different income sources. Now this is the most complicated thing a lot of people go through. So it has different income sources like salaried income. You can put your PAN automatically, you can get it, or you can upload your form 16 from your employer. All of that comes in, and then you go to your capital gains, right? And in capital gains they have already a tie-up with a lot of people, right? I think they have now integrated successfully with a lot of different brokers, right? So if you want to see which brokers they've integrated, as I've shown you, it is all completely here. So they have, I think, more than 25 different stock brokers and around 20 plus crypto brokers as well, and all you have to do is log in and it will automatically compute your entire capital gains. Because sometimes what happens, I'm also confused exactly how much profit pay I have to pay tax. Even I get confused. So this is something that is really helpful to use, right? Apart from this, they also work really well for US stocks. So if you're using Vested or IND money, they also have tie-ups with them and also grow, so you can log in again and do that. Apart from this, this is something that a lot of people suffer from, which is stock options and RSUs. A lot of people have come and asked me about this employee stock options. How do I pay tax? How much tax do I pay? So that also comes into this. Last year I also had a sale of a flat, the uska tax also, it can help me in this. So basically this gives you like a one-stop shop, or else it's very complicated to go into each of your broking accounts and try to figure out what needs to be done. So if I want to just go on Zerodha, I can also browse files and upload a file. So how I do that is basically I go to this report, I think I do tax PNL, go to last year, Q1 to Q4, and then I have to do download tax PNL report for all segments. And once I do that, I go back into the ClearTax portal and then upload it here. So when you do things like this, it starts helping you a lot with respect to your tax, because obviously we get very confused when it comes to understanding how this works, right? And in fact, I'm very careful about filing my taxes, mainly because if I do something wrong, then I get a notice, and these notices don't come immediately. These notices come much later in your life with interest compound added, right? So ClearTax also has this thing called notice management. So if you get a notice, you can talk to them and they will help you understand what this notice is and try to figure out some solutions for you. They also have a system in their entire software which automatically selects which income tax plan you should go into. We have the new regime and the old regime, so it'll tell you what is the best plan for you to go, so you can save maximum amount of taxes, right? And these are tuned with all the deductions that are there, so you don't have to break your head on understanding, Shashank, what deductions are great. This basically breaks it down for you, right? Now they also have AI inbuilt into the ClearTax, so any type of problems, questions, tax related questions, you can talk to the AI, and if you feel that AI is not helping you enough, you can also talk to their 24/7 staff that is there, right? So basically filing your taxes becomes very easy when you do something like this, and also it's a one-stop shop, so it becomes even more easy for all of you guys to do it. So if you want to do it, definitely go check it out. I think I'll keep the link in the bio, and if you want, there is a nice code that you can use if you want some extra discount as well. Coming back to the video now, the reason why I'm saying taxes are so important is because in India's market today, it's definitely growing, and we've seen the stock market doing really well. And if you look at India as a theme in the next 4 years, next 5 years is going to be amazing. And trust me, you will make a lot of money if you invest in the right places for the next 4-5 years, right? The thing is, in India, not many people know about taxes. You might be an IT professional, you might be doing your own business, but you might not be a finance guy and don't understand taxes. But the first thing you need to learn is about taxes, because you'll definitely make money, but then what is the point if you make a lot of money and you pay a lot of taxes according to that, right? So there are a lot of ways where the government of India itself helps you to save taxes. Yes, invest in a little bit in your PF, invest a little bit into this scheme, into that scheme, into ELSS. There's so many different ways where the government itself is saying, Shashank, please save, and we will give you deductions on that. It incentivizes to go buy a house tomorrow, right? Because if I buy a house, I get huge benefits. In fact, if you have a wife, it incentivizes you to buy a house along with your wife, so that both of you can get some crazy benefits as well. So I want you guys to start learning a lot about taxes. If you have any questions, also put it in the comment section below, and I will answer these as well. Because making money is great, making money is one thing, but then if at the end of the day, if you're paying 30% tax or 40% tax on top of this, and at the end of the day, you're after paying all your brokerage, your STT and your LTCG and STCG, कुछ भी नहीं बचता है हाथ में, right? So that is, I think, one of the biggest problems that a lot of people are also expecting in this budget, that at least reduce the security transaction tax or do some changes in the LTCG, STCG, don't increase it, right? So that is basically what is happening. But again, wanted to make a quick video about this so that you guys are aware and you guys are understanding about what is going on with the respect to taxes. So as long as you understand, that is great. Now I'll be making more videos on stocks, and do tune in to my weekend research lives as well, where I come and do market updates for you guys. But we're going to have a very exciting week and a month actually, because we have the budget coming up very soon. So the market is going to be very volatile, and some super sectors are going to fly during that point. So I'm also very excited. I'm taking my positions and I'm waiting. So I'll brief you guys more about this later. Okay, until then, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends who need tax advice, and also subscribe to that red button over there. Okay, this is me, Shashank Udupa, signing off. Take care. See you guys. Bye.